The Nerva-Antonine dynasty ruled from 96 to 192 AD. Unfortunately, we don't have any movies or TV shows about the first emperors of this dynasty. However, there are some movies about what Rome was doing in Britannia during the time. I talk about the movies Centurion and the Eagle in my watch order video, Roman Britain. Go check it out. It's been announced that a TV series about the life and death of Emperor Hadrian is being made based on the novel Memoirs of Hadrian. We don't know the release date yet, but I'm very excited. Which brings us to the last emperor in the Nerva-Antonine dynasty, who is known as the emperor who brought about the beginning of the fall of Rome, Commodus. We have a lot of options for this guy. My favorite may not be your favorite, so check out my comparison video on all the options. I'll be going with Gladiator. This is a US and UK film that features both Emperor Marcus Aurelius and Commodus. It's the tragic hero journey of a Roman soldier turned gladiator that pulls at your heartstrings. Ratings. This won a ton of awards and is still regarded as many people's favorite movie of all time. Emperor Commodus is a supporting role and a bit over the top, seeming more like Caligula or Nero, but still well done. It has a good balance of story and action, and overall, great storytelling. I think it would appeal to most viewers. Released in 2000, it's 155 minutes, rated 18+. Following that was the Year of the Five Emperors, which concluded with establishing the Severan dynasty. We have two films that took place during this time, starting with Gladiator 2. This is a US and UK film that features Emperor Caracalla, Emperor Geta, and Emperor Macrinus. The main character, Lucius Aurelius Verus, was in real history emperor at the same time as Marcus Aurelius. Being the direct sequel to Gladiator, we pick up a little over a decade later. This time, a man with a mysterious background is enslaved and ends up a gladiator in Rome. Ratings. I really enjoyed it. Though the pacing was not as good as the original, the story was engaging, easy to follow, and the acting was superb. The visuals, especially for the Colosseum fights, were amazing. You definitely would have needed to see the first one in order to fully understand what is going on and feel the full impact of the drama. Released in 2024, it's 148 minutes, rated 18+. Next up is Three Swords of Rome. This is an Italian film with a cameo role of Emperor Elagabalus. It's about three rambunctious Roman centurions who are released from the army and through a series of events are used as an excuse to rile people up and try and convince them to oppose Rome. Ratings. While the hokey religious fanatics were a bit much, this sword and sandal bee film plot actually made sense. It's the good kind of ridiculous that never got boring. Even the fighting was better than usual. This film highlights just how weak Rome was becoming and nearby countries were growing more confident in opposing them. Released in 1964, it's 85 minutes, not rated, but I'd say 13+. After this, we enter into what is called the Crisis of the 3rd Century, when Rome was ruled by a series of generals proclaimed emperor, and were lucky if they managed to stay in power for more than a few years. We have two movies to watch during this time. The first is The Magnificent Gladiator. This is an Italian film that features Emperor Galenus. Our main character is a war prisoner who becomes a gladiator, nonsensically becomes loyal to Rome, falls in love with the emperor's daughter, and unwittingly becomes involved in a plot to overthrow the emperor. Ratings. Personally, I did not care for this at all. The characters had no depth whatsoever. The acting and action was some of the worst I have seen, and not even in the funny way. The only comedic parts were how outrageously bad the English dub was. Unless you're a die-hard sword and sandal film enthusiast, I wouldn't bother. Released in 1964, it's 95 minutes, not rated, but I'd say 13+. Last on this list is Sheba and the Gladiator. This is an Italian film originally named Sign of Rome. There are, in fact, no gladiators in this film. Queen Zenobia of Palmyra hates Rome and is going to defeat them. But no, Actually, she's going to fall in love with a Roman. Ratings. It was okay. This obviously had a better budget than your typical sword and sandal flick, with some nice visuals and exceeding expectations stunts. But other than that, I was seriously wondering what the point of this movie was. Then the queen walked out in an evening gown that barely held her up, and there was a 4-minute sexy dance scene with a gorgeous dancer who actually knows how to dance. Then it all made sense. Released in 1959, it's 98 minutes, not rated, but I'd say 16 plus. And there you have it. The next video in this series will cover when the Roman Empire split in half with 2 emperors. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out my playlist to watch more historical media in chronological order and for some movie and TV comparisons. Happy watching!